Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Arrows Up podcast. This is German coming to you on this Tuesday. I wanted to do a recap of what we saw in the Champions League today and a preview to what we're going to see tomorrow in the games that we'll have on the Wednesday slate, where I think the big one, obviously, Atletico Madrid versus Man U, and then Ajax Benfica, which should be a fun game. I know obviously those two clubs are not big clubs, but they're definitely clubs that are fun to watch and competitive in their own right. And obviously with Eric Ten Hag, the manager at Ajax, who's rumored to be one of the favorites to take over Man U at the end of the season, he's obviously, the better Ajax does, the better his resume becomes, and the hype becomes even bigger for him to take over the team in Man U. So let's do some, and then we'll do some NBA at the tail end. We won't have basketball till Thursday. We just had the All-Star game, and we'll get into all that. Let's start with the Champions League. We had Chelsea versus Lille today. It was 2-0. Chelsea was the better team over 90 minutes. I don't want to say that they dominated because I don't think it was a domination. I think Lille, had a good showing of themselves. This was just a typical matchup that you get sometimes in the Champions League where the team with the lesser talent just doesn't have the weapons to really do much damage or create a big threat enough where the superior team feels threatened. So I think Chelsea did enough to win. They played well. I think Havertz had a spectacular game. He had one of the goals. And Pulisic, for the time he played, he was really good today in controlling the pace and just his overall game. And even going back, Havertz and Pulisic had good moments where they were defending as well, which is always a good sign whenever your offensive guys are able to make some plays on defense. So Chelsea overall 2-0. They win the first leg. I think had they got in a third, this might have been a wrap. Not that I think Lille's gonna score three in the matchup at home, but I think 2-0 still leaves the door open for them. And so we'll see how it all plays out in a few weeks. Then we get Juventus Villareal in a 1-1 game where I think Juventus started off well and started off the better team. And I think at the end, Villarreal, with the pace and just their aggression, I think turned out to be better. I think overall, this was a evenly matched game. You had Vlahovic who made his debut and he scored like in the first minute. And it was the fastest goal in Champions League history for somebody debuting. So that was fun, and Villarreal just with their relentless attack, and Danny Parejo was the one who scored that, and Villarreal is just a team that's not a lot of fun to play against. Unai Emery obviously has them playing really well with tremendous pace and just with an offensive mindset that to a lot of teams it's hard to stay focused for 90 minutes defensively. So it makes it really hard for some of these teams to stay up. And that's where I think Villarreal a lot of times strikes. The team falls asleep and they attack. Let's move on to Wednesday. We have Benfica and Ajax playing against each other. And Benfica, who's hosting this one. I like Ajax. I like the way Ajax has played the last few games, both in their domestic and the Champions League. I think that they're more primed to go home up, maybe 1-0, 2-1. But I just like them more against Benfica. I don't like this matchup for Benfica. I think this is a bad matchup for them. And Atletico Madrid definitely has a game versus Man U, which is the big game. Man U Atletico, a game where You got Simeone, who for a long time has been one of the best managers in the world. Simeone, who set up an identity at Atletico of defense and toughness, and that identity, I think, this season has gone away. I think this is a team without an identity, which is a really hard thing to say for a team being led by Simeone. And on the other side, you have Manu, who's all over the place, a team with no identity as well, a team that you just never know what to expect. They score a goal and then they kind of relax and they let the other team in, and a team that just does a lot of dumb stuff. A team that um, just because it's Manu, there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of talk around them, and because there's a lot of talk around this team, you get a lot. It's almost like the Lakers, Yankees, Cowboys, because you get a lot of talk around them, a lot of rumors that get thrown around by the for them, because you get told, every interaction is a big deal. If Harry Maguire makes a face, then he doesn't like so and so. If Bruno does this, then he doesn't like Cristiano. Cristiano does whatever, then Cristiano hates being at Man U. So you get all these things where Man U is living this soap opera day to day. And so it should be fun. Obviously, you get the Cristiano versus Atletico, Cristiano versus Simeone. Um, I like Man U. I think Man U is a better team. I think Man U's capabilities is a lot higher than Atletico. So I'm picking Man U over two legs. I'm picking them to outlast Atletico. I think the second game being in Old Trafford is a big advantage for Man U, and so that's why I'm picking them to win. And let's do some NBA. We have a break right now from the NBA from here until Thursday before the NBA kicks off again. We had the All-Star game over the weekend, and the NBA All-Star game is the best All-Star game out of all the pro leagues, which isn't saying much, because it's not a high bar to beat. I think the baseball one has a lot of potential, but the baseball one is one where um, they just the structure of it is bad, and I think just the rules of the game um, play against it, because in the NBA you're able to sub in, sub out, and guys are able to come in, come out, and obviously in baseball it's not the case. And in football, obviously football is the worst one, because there's nothing worse than football that doesn't matter. Exhibition football is probably the worst sport. Even preseason football is really bad. So um, the NBA obviously takes the cake every All-Star game. And this one was good. LeBron, you had LeBron James, who had his big night, but Steph Curry, I think, owned the night. And obviously there was a big celebration for the 75 greatest players, and there was a presentation. I think the NBA did a great job of that. I think one of the things that the NBA has that the other US sports leagues doesn't. I think soccer has it, but I think it's super dependent on the on the club. Like clubs like Real Madrid and Man U, they're able to do that in Barcelona. They have this thing where the legends are part of it, and the legends interchange with the team. But I think it's one of the advantages the NBA has as a whole is that the legends are part. They're part of the game, and so you see Shaq and Chuck and Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan. You see these guys age, and you see them get old. Kareem, Bill Russell. And because you see them get old, and you see the other guys interact with them, and you see the other legends pay homage to them, that's one of the coolest things you see. And that's what you saw over the course of the weekend in Cleveland. Shaq had this thing on TNT where he just thanks everybody, and it was so amazing. It was so good. If you can find it on Twitter, so I thought that was really cool to see that play out, and to see how they interacted. One of the things that was sad. They had the Laker legends take picture, and obviously the big gap was Kobe. One of the things that was going to be so cool about Kobe post career was how he was going to age and how you're going to see him get old, and you saw his impact on the young players, how they just revered him. Kyrie Devin Booker and guys like that. And I think his impact was only going to get bigger as he got older. And obviously, his untimely death robbed us of that. But it was sad. It was sad to see the Laker picture where it's Jerry West and LeBron and Magic and Kareem and James Worthy and Kobe. There was just a big hole in the middle, and it was Kobe. Kobe needed to be in that picture, so that was sad. Heading into the regular season, one of the things to look at and look forward to, and one of the storylines off the court, is what happens with the NBA and in New York. What rules get implemented? Does the vaccine mandate get lifted? As we're starting to see across the country, a lot of the mandates for either mask or vaccines are lifted. Does that happen in New York? And if that happens, does obviously that means for the Nets that Kyrie becomes a full-time player. Now, if that doesn't happen in time, do the Nets play for a lower seed just to have Kyrie for a game 7 potentially? When does Kevin Durant come back? Because I think as of now, we look at the standings, I think they, as of now, are 8th. And depending on how much more time Kevin Durant misses, this is the difference between playing in the playing game and just making the playoffs outright. And I think for a team like Brooklyn, we want to assume that they'll make it into, even if they play the playing game, they'll make the playoffs. But that's kind of what we thought about Golden State last year, and we saw how that turned out versus Memphis. So that's a team to look at what they do. I think the cutoff line for the East is the Hawks. I think anybody below that, the Wizards, I think they're done. I think they're definitely playing for a draft position into next season. I don't see the Knicks making a run, although they kind of have no other choice but to play to win, just because they're trying to become a desirable destination. But that doesn't make sense. I think Coach Thibodeau needs to be let go at the end of the season. I just don't think he's a good fit for that team, and I don't know if he's a good fit as a head coach long term. So I think in the East, it's going to be a battle of those 10 teams and how that shuffles. But between the Raptors, Nets, Hornets, Hawks, and even the Celtics, who are playing better, they're playing a lot better, the Celtics. But you just never know with this stuff. And the race is tight, man. Like the Heat are the number 1 seed, but like the Celtics are only 4.5 games back. So this is going to be flipping back and forth. We obviously haven't seen Harden make his debut. We have yet to see what I'm sure the Bucks will probably go on a run. Does Cleveland stay top 4? What happens with all these teams? So it's going to be a lot of fun to watch towards the end. And obviously the MVP race is heating up with Jokic and Giannis and Embiid. I think Durant was in that conversation until he got injured. What do the Harden Sixers look like? Is he able to turn back the clock and just look like James Harden of the Houston Rockets, and so it just, all of this depends. All of this, there's a lot of these fun scenarios that we're playing into. Can Cleveland continue to play, or are they going to hit a wall? Are they going to hit this second half wall where maybe they start to lose, things start to get tight, and maybe they're not as consistent? Can the Bulls continue the great run? I think the Bulls are a team that's really good. DeRozan obviously has had a phenomenal season. But the thing with the Bulls, they don't have enough defense heading into the playoffs. In the West, I think the West is pretty settled. One thing that came out over All-Star weekend is Chris Paul's injury. He has the same injury that Jimmy Garoppolo had, so he's set to be sidelined, if he's even sidelined, 6 to 8 weeks. So that's going to be interesting to see how Phoenix handles that. Do they sit him for 6 8 weeks? Do they let him play? They're 6.5 games ahead of Golden State for the number 1 seed. So that's something to look out for. Chris Paul's he's an older guy, so obviously his injuries are, they happen quite often now because of his age. So we're gonna have to keep an eye out on that. And the Warriors, obviously, as Steph Curry hasn't been playing as well, and so it's gonna be. I want to see if the All Star game was able to refresh him, now he's able to turn back and play a little better heading into the second half of the season. And as well as Memphis. Memphis has been such a great story. Can they continue to climb up and play well and stay consistent? Because that's really what we're in the time now. In the time that we have left of the regular season, it's consistency. Who can stay consistent? Who can continue to round into shape as we get into the playoffs? And what teams are going to fall off? What teams are going to start tanking and say, oh, we're going to start sitting guys? And that's going to be a big question for all these teams in the West. You have the Lakers, for example, who are ninth, the Clippers, who are eighth, and the Timberwolves, and they're all within close range of each other. Are the Spurs able to make a run, or are they going to shut it down? What is Portland going to do? I don't know if we see Dame again this year, but is Portland trying to play for a playoff spot? Are they going to just call everyone off and just see what happens in the draft lottery? So the Lakers, the big question is, where are they going to land in the play-in game, or I don't know if they can climb all the way up to 7. I just don't think this team is good enough. I don't think this team is good enough to do that. And AD out for a prolonged period of time. I don't know. I don't see it happening, and I think it's the Lakers are pretty much done at this point. And then another thing to look out for is all the Zion stuff. JJ Redick today who came out and pretty much said he was he said he's a detached teammate and called him out for not being a great teammate. Just showing the minimal, according to JJ Redick as a teammate, and reaching out to CJ McCollum so when he got traded. And that whole situation, because that's a weird situation. We haven't seen Zion all year. Doesn't seem like he wants to play in New Orleans. What does New Orleans do? He has an extension. He's eligible for this off season. I don't see him turning that down. For a guy with the injury risk and the injury concerns and all the injuries he's had, I don't know if he turns the money down. But are we going to get like a Ben Simmons situation where he gets the money, then he's asking for a trade immediately? If you're another team, do you take the risk? Is this just he doesn't want to play for them, but he goes somewhere else and he's awesome again? I think that's such an interesting situation there, because this is franchise altering. This is one of these situations where you get a guy who we all thought was going to be awesome. We all thought he was going to be a super duper star coming out of Duke. And when he plays, he's so good. But the thing is, he doesn't play all that much. So that's the big question that we have for during this entire time. What are we going to get from Zion? What is the effect of Zion on the rest of the team? And is it better for the Pelicans to move on from him? Is that just a better move for them as a team to decide, we're better off staying away from this guy. We're better off not paying him the contract? Because I think that's such a big concern. I don't know if you can give him that money. He hasn't played. He hasn't showed you he can stay healthy. But on the other side, you kind of have to give him that contract. You have to, because you're the Pelicans. You have no leverage on any side. You have no leverage. So you're kind of stuck. You're kind of stuck if you're the Pelicans. And okay, so Harry's here. He texted me sometime last week, and he wanted to. According to him, he had a bone to pick with me because
I do.
Something I said, I put words in his mouth.
Yes, you did, sir.
So
you
go ahead.
That the Dodgers,
the floor is yours.
The floor is yours. I said the Dodgers are cheap and I wanted to save money.
I didn't say that.
That's not... What did you say?
Okay. Let's go back.
You had enough time. You had enough time to think about it already, too.
Oh no, you didn't even tell me what the bone was. First of all, so I'm just finding out right now what the bone was. So that's one. You can go listen to the pod we did, you and I did. It was the second pod actually. So you can go listen to that, the Harden Simmons trade and MOB. Go listen to that. And there we start talking about how some of these teams are cheap and some of these teams don't want to pay. I gave the
No, that
example of the
wasn't
Red
it.
Sox.
Sorry to
Yes, it
cut you off,
was.
Mister.
No, 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 no.
It was about the Trevor Bauer.
Yeah, but that led to why this team wouldn't they wouldn't sign him, and you got
But that's a
into how
different conversation, though.
you
That's what
got
I'm
into
trying to.
how you got into how these teams want to save money and everyone's about saving money. And I said, no, not the Dodgers not about saving money. And you said yes. And then you text me some Juan Soto and
In this,
Dodger Blue.
in
And
this,
and that just made no sense at all.
in Trevor Bauer's case, they
Mhm.
are saving money.
No, they're not.
In Trevor Bauer's case, that's what I meant. You kept like twisting my words around and putting them somewhere else.
But then that wouldn't make any sense in the context of the conversation we had on the pod.
So you had a guy with a lot of baggage. Would you keep him?
We had this conversation.
We did. I know we did. That's
if
what I'm
his
trying
name
to.
is Trevor Bauer.
I'm trying to clean up my name here because
okay. But if his name is Trevor Bauer, yes, I keep him.
And that's when I brought up the saving money type of thing. We can use it toward other players.
I know, but you're not looking to save money on Trevor Bauer because his name is Trevor
what word
Bauer.
should I use? What word should I use?
But they're not. They're willing to. If he's
because I think you're the only one that took it that way. Because people I talked to that took it. They understood what I was talking about.
Okay, well, you and your people can have a good time together, though.
Yeah, we always do. What are you talking about?
Perfect. But what was the bone? I don't understand. What was the bone?
Hey, you keep putting things in my mouth, bro. I didn't say the Dodgers are cheap.
No, I didn't say you said the Dodgers were cheap.
Yes, you said, oh, they're trying to save money. You see how there's two.
That's what you said. You said the Dodgers are about saving
money.
In the
case of Trevor Bauer,
if I'm the GM,
I would say,
you asked me, if you're the
money.
GM, are you trying to save money? And I said, no, if I'm the GM, I'm trying to win games.
But
that's what you asked me.
Would you rather pay him $43 million, or would you rather pay, let's say, Scherzer $43 million?
Who's him? Trevor Bauer?
Yeah.
Trevor Bauer. He's younger. Really? Yes, he's younger. Yes, of course.
Stats are different.
Doesn't matter.
In the playoffs, one guy performs, one other guy does not perform.
Well, one guy hasn't had the opportunity. And last time I saw Scherzer, he was tired in the postseason.
Or just a different example. I know he's not available right now, but what about keeping that money and putting it towards what's that guy that signed with the Angels?
Syndergaard? Would I pay who? Would
you rather pay him and get
Trevor Bauer?
So Trevor Bauer and Syndergaard, who are going to get more wins if they play next year?
Trevor.
I hate to say it, but I think Syndergaard will get more wins than Trevor Bauer.
Yeah. No way. You think Syndergaard is better than Trevor Bauer?
At this point, at this time in February 22nd of 22, yes, I do.
But sorry, wins? No, come on.
Sorry. I know I'm crazy.
How do you coach baseball and have this take? That doesn't make any sense.
It does make sense.
Syndergaard got a 1-year contract. The guy couldn't even get a multi-year contract.
That's my whole point of it. That's my whole point of it. Who's going to want to perform more? A guy with 1-year contract and trying to get more money, or a guy that has guaranteed money for the next couple of years?
I think the guy who's a better pitcher.
That's
this has nothing to do.
But that's not my question.
I know, but you act like these guys. All of these guys get paid and stop trying. Trevor Bauer has a lot to play for. Trevor Bauer.
What does he have to play for?
They threw dirt on his name. I think Trevor Bauer is going to come back with a vengeance.
I wish it were true, but it's hard to say. I think he has a lot of things. I think seeing him throughout this whole time, I think he has other things in his mind than winning a World Series.
I disagree 100%.
And that's a good question to pose on your Twitter. Who's going to be more productive, Syndergaard?
Well, you can post it on your Twitter.
I can post
it. And you and your friends can all vote Noah Syndergaard. And they can all agree with you. Noah Syndergaard.
It's an obvious take. It's like, who's going to perform more? A guy that wants more money or the guy that already has money?
But that doesn't make any sense, because by that logic, then Mookie Betts Mookie Betts' numbers are going
to Mookie Betts is in a different world than Trevor Bauer. I'll tell you that. Let's cut it off. Let's cut it off right there.
No, but your logic is he got paid, so therefore he's not going to want to play.
He's in a different. Yeah, it's like
he's in
Mike Trout. Mike Trout's going to play baseball no matter what. Mm-hmm. They're two different players.
I know, but I think Trevor Bauer is going to perform if he's on a baseball field. Trevor Bauer was having a good season until he wasn't allowed to play anymore. It's not like the scandal had him playing a bad year. It's not like everything going off the field had Trevor Bauer, doing bad. He was arguably the number one guy for that Dodger staff when he pitched.
All right, let's just go to a different take. I don't agree with you.
What do you mean?
Number one guy?
Mean? Arguably. I think you can argue that, yes.
So you're talking about a guy that's had 4 ERA, 4. His best season was 2020. It was the shortest season.
Yeah, but last year he was good.
No, if I had to take somebody in a winner take all, I would probably go Buehler than him.
I think they're equal.
I just say 100% disagree with you on that thing.
And that's good.
I don't.
I think Walker Buehler is overrated. I think he's good. I don't think he's
I don't think he's been given the opportunity. Oh, let's make a bigger thing. I would take Urias over Bauer anytime of the day. Anytime of the day.
Guys, thank you so much for listening to the Arizona podcast. Come on. What are you talking about? Urias? No. I think Urias showed you last year that he is at best the number 3 starter.
But Trevor Bauer is not a number 1 starter. He hasn't been a number 1 starter.
But I think Bauer is closer to number 1 than Urias is.
See, I don't even want to cross the line and say Kershaw's a better because I know for a fact that's not true. At this point in Kershaw's career,
this stage in his career, no.
It is changes, no.
Right.
See, that's when I'm getting out of hand. I'm not getting out of hand right now. I would take Urias and
no, come on.
Yep.
Come on.
Winner take all. I'll take one of those 2 guys.
You do know we saw Urias in a winner take all moment. You do remember that, right? Like he fell apart.
Which one?
Urias.
But which one? What game?
You do know that. You remember the Braves game, right? The Dodgers needed him in a big spot, and he came up short.
3 days rest. Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen the greats do it. You're going to be a number 1, number 2 starter. That's part of
all I'm saying is these 2 guys are better than Trevor Bauer. That's all I said. Don't put 1, 2, or 3 or 4. It'll go number 1. Whoever it is.
1, 2, 3, or 4. What are you talking about?
So as the rotation was without Scherzer, we're not talking about Scherzer. Scherzer's wasn't in the picture yet until he decided to pull somebody's hair by people. Allegedly, Urias came in play. Yeah, last season is kind of not really a good example out of it because we were really, really low in pitching. And I told you this when the season, it's either very, very deep in pitching or very, very low in pitching. Once they lost Scherzer there, they were toast. So Urias and Buehler are way better pitchers than Bauer. Maybe money doesn't talk about this way, but I know a lot of people that agree. A lot of experts agree about this.
Are those experts the same people that kept Barry Bonds off the Hall of Fame?
No, that's not the same.
Because the experts seem to do a lot.
It's not the expert. I said experts, not writers.
Well, the writers are experts as well, apparently.
Apparently.
Cool. Yeah.
What's next, man? What's next?
I disagree. I disagree so much.
Agree to disagree. This is what makes this podcast go. We can't agree. If we agree, it'll be a boring podcast.
Maybe, but I think it's important to, like, Urias had a good season, but I don't know, man. To put him up to that level of Bauer.
I don't trust Bauer. I just don't trust him. He's too emotional on the mound. He's always trying to like do things, He's too emotional on the mound. Yeah.
Oh man.
He's always trying to battle people.
That's hilarious. Urias is as emotional as it gets on the mound.
Not lately. Buehler.
What? Buehler?
Urias?
About Bauer.
Also, I'm still taking Urias and Bueller over Bauer.
Okay, cool. Give me Bauer. Give me Bauer all day.
I'll take him, bro. I'll ship him to you. Give me back Kike on.
Done.
Kike, Done. Give me your whole roster. How about that? Maybe have Bauer.
You can have a sack of balls and some bats. for
at least give me a washer and dryer with it.
There you go. You can have a vending machine to go over there too.
We don't do that anymore.
Let's do. It's funny how that used to be trades, huh?
Yeah,
that's crazy. Let's do some NBA stuff. Did you watch the All-Star game? Any of the All-Star weekend stuff?
The All-Star game, yeah, I caught on to the All-Star game. Some of the dunk contests. I was trying to stay awake for the dunk contest. To be honest with you, I was into. I love this new format of the NBA All-Star game. Love it. I think it's.
When the guys pick their team.
I would say the format of the game. Picking the team is still. It can get better.
Right.
Like they could do lottery based, maybe that kind of thing. You know, it's like a little lottery, whatever. But I'm talking about the game itself. It's just it's a perfect way to play it. It makes the defense play defense in the fourth quarter. It makes the game exciting. Yeah, I was excited. I was like, "Oh, man!" And then when Steph Curry game went off, it's like, "Oh, all right, all right, we have a game." Like we done in prior podcasts with MLB. What else? MLB, NFL. NFL is absolutely the worst All-Star game or whatever they call it, Pro Bowl. I think it's just a disgrace to even have it on TV. Like they should just give free admission to whoever is trying to go into that game because it's dumb. I think it was great for the 3-point contest, the big man to win it. I think that was a great thing. That shows the evolution of the game. The dunk contest was like, okay. I really don't have that. I just thought it sucked. Like, cool. Right. I don't really have too much of an opinion on that.
Yeah.
I wish it would have been LeBron. I wish LeBron in his prime would have done his dunk contest. You know. NBA 75. I was a little confused about it, but you helped me get my thoughts together on that. I think it was great to see Jordan get an ovation in Cleveland after what he did to them in the 90s. Yeah, I think that was respectful. I think Kobe got beautiful respect out of there. What do you think of the trophy? You think it's too PC or what do you call it? Not PC. Yeah, PC. I would call it
PC, politically correct.
Like you think if they just did it for that reason, they didn't really do it. If he didn't die, they wouldn't have done it.
Oh,
well, I think I might be. I think I might be using.
That wouldn't be PC. I might be using you like he got it because he died.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah, he probably doesn't get it if he doesn't die. Or maybe he gets it like down the line. You know, especially by the time LeBron retires, he's gonna own all the records of of the All-Star game. So it would have probably been named after LeBron.
You think it was too soon to name a new trophy? I thought it was.
I mean, yes and no, but it's one of those things that you understand why. You know, Kobe is a big legend in the game, a big part of the game.
But like you said, LeBron James is gonna be breaking all these records pretty soon.
Yeah, but you can name other stuff after LeBron. There's stuff that you're going to be able to name after him. Michael Jordan doesn't necessarily have anything named after him, and he's the greatest of all time.
So what's that correct? It's not. I know it was in PC. It's
just to pay homage, pretty much.
Yeah. What was your favorite part of the All-Star other than the All-Star game?
Like the All-Star game doesn't count.
No, I'm saying other than the All-Star game, we both agree was amazing. It was great, right?
Yeah, it was good. I don't know. I mean. I'm not a big fan of the Saturday stuff anymore. I mean, I guess it's fine. Obviously, the dunk contest sucks, but the 3-point contest is cool. But it's okay. The other side, I think the dunk contest shouldn't be the main event. I think it should be the 3-point contest.
Yeah.
But I thought, the NBA always wins around this time of the year because their All-Star game is the best one.
I think it's crazy. like let's say the MLB, the home run derby always wins the ratings.
Yeah.
And the All-Star game just doesn't get anything out of her. Same thing with the Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl doesn't get any ratings at all. It's the skills competition.
Yeah, but I think a lot of it is the rules of those sports.
Yeah,
because like in basketball, you can exchange players left and right.
Yeah,
LeBron comes off, and obviously he's going to come back on the game. The football one is hard because they do it like a month after, almost like 5 weeks after the season is over for a lot of those guys.
And how football goes, most of the good players are in the Super Bowl, so they can't play.
Well, not only that, but like
most of the time, I'm saying most
you
of the
have time. It like 2 weeks after the all the playoffs are done.
Yeah.
So a lot of these guys
shut down.
They've shut down. They started rehabbing. So to play a game, A, that doesn't mean anything, and B, where you can, if you get hurt in that game, you're out for next season, or if you're a free agent, you get hurt, all of a sudden you're gonna lose money because you're hurt.
Yeah,
it's just it's not incentivized in football for you.
There's too much liability
for you to care for it.
Yeah,
I think it should be a flag football game.
That's what I was thinking. More of flag football.
And I think that'd be cool, or make it.
But you can still get hurt with flag football though. So
I know, but it's different than you getting hit hard, because you can temper how the speed of the game and whatnot.
You think something should be on the line, like let's say they play football, let's say AFC versus NFC, winner gets to be the home team the next Super Bowl, or
no, not at all. No, I like that it changes year to year, but it's hard. I think one of the things that's tough about football is when any football game that doesn't matter sucks. Mm-hmm. Preseason football is not good football.
No.
So I think that just what makes it difficult. In baseball, I think it's the first 3 innings are a lot of fun in baseball.
Spring training,
and maybe 4, 5, 6, maybe depending on how late a lot of these stars play. But by the time you get to like 7th, 8th, 9th inning,
unless you're a junkie like me,
exactly,
that loves that stuff.
Exactly. And I think that's the problem with the baseball.
Yeah.
With the baseball one, that the guys that are deciding the game are not the stars. So if you're selling it to my little brother, for example, who is, I would think baseball wants to get him because he's the next generation.
Mm-hmm.
You're not selling it to him because Mike Trout hasn't played in over 2 hours because he started the game. So I think that's what makes it difficult for baseball, and I think that's why we did a pod during that All-Star game, and I said how
I was out there during that time.
You were over there in Denver, and I said how
dropping baseballs in home run derby.
I said how one of the rules that I would like to see would be to have the starters go in the 7th inning and close out the game, or 6th inning, and have the dudes, the reserves, start the game, because I think that'd be better. But I think that's what makes it hard for baseball.
And I propose all fastballs. Let's see who hits it the farthest. Offense.
Yeah.
Offense wins. No, but just to go back on it, and we didn't get too much into it. The NBA 75. I know we were having a little bit of a debate before we even got on here. Who should be on, who shouldn't be on.
Yeah.
I personally thought Dennis Rodman shouldn't be one of them. If I had to pick, it would be probably Paul Gasol over Dennis Rodman. You made a case that Dennis Rodman deserved to be there.
Yeah.
Kyrie Irving was another guy that Paul Gasol was more of you, and we both agreed on it. The guy that I kind of said Kyrie Irving deserved to be on there, which he wasn't. Who's had a better career? I didn't even tell you that. Who's had a better career, Kyrie Irving or Chris Paul?
Chris Paul.
Even before all this thing that's gone on the last couple of years with this whole anti whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
whatever crusade is in.
Yeah, Chris Paul. Chris Paul has won everywhere he's gone. Chris Paul's a great teammate. Chris Paul has turned. He went to go to OKC and turned that team around. He he's turned Phoenix into a championship contender.
Argument would bring up that Kyrie Irving won the NBA championship for the Cavaliers.
And that's good for him.
There's people out there. I'm just throwing it out there.
Right, but that's good for him. But I don't think that makes him a better player than Chris Paul.
So what qualifies finals. You for the 75?
I would think it's accomplishments, durability.
Because I think I'm back with the confusion of the MLB Hall of Fame. I think I'm in that same level of confusion.
No, but I think it's pretty straightforward. You play, depending on how long you played and how successful you were. I don't think you can argue that Kyrie Irving had a better career than Chris Paul. I don't think so. And if the argument is he had a great NBA Finals, that's a crazy way to, because by that logic, then he probably is better than Steve Nash.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's better than Steve Nash. I don't think he had a better career than Steve Nash.
I'm trying to pull up the list right now.
And so I think the guy that I wouldn't have on there would be Anthony Davis.
Well, that's why I was like,
I think Anthony Davis to me doesn't belong there.
That's a Carmelo Anthony deserves to be on there.
I think so. Yeah.
Charles Barkley.
Yes.
I'm just reading off names. I have names here. Kawhi Leonard, of course, he does. We're in agreement with that. Jason Worthy.
Yes.
Let's see. We'll throw you a little curveball here.
I don't know if I would put Damian Lillard in there. I feel like I would put.
That was one of them.
I feel like I would put.
James Harden. That's a guy.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
He's in.
I believe so. Yeah.
Well,
I'm not a James Harden fan. I don't like it the way he plays, but he's.
Those are the names. Those are some of the names that have me confused. Like, why?
He's arguably going to be the fourth greatest shooting guard of all time.
Ray Allen, I get it. Rick Barry, I get it. Larry Bird, I get it. Like you said, Anthony Davis, kind of confusing. Magic.
You wouldn't have Magic on there?
No, I'm saying I'm reading up names tonight. I get it. I get it.
Whoa.
No. That's let's not steer it that way. Moses Malone, I get it. Karl Malone, I get it. Well, Karl Malone, I get it.
Yeah, stop it.
I was gonna take it somewhere else, but Reggie Miller, 3 points. That's why I'm like a little confused of like what.
Yeah, I think overall list. I think the overall list is good. There's a few names, but I think with anything, there's names that you look at and say, "Man, I don't know about these names."
The one that threw me off is Dennis Rodman. That one just gave me
Dennis Rodman was Dennis Rodman was a really good player. He's the best rebounder in the history of the NBA. He's one of the best defenders in NBA history. He played in a lot of. Is
it because of his championships?
Championship? No, but it's not just so much that, but his skill set was high. Because there's a difference.
All I remember him was for rebounds,
rebounding and defense. But young Rodman in the Pistons, the guy was ridiculous. So I think I
brought up Ben Wallace during that conversation.
No. Ben Wallace had 2 good seasons, 3 maybe. But Ben Wallace was never the guy on defense that Rodman was.
That's why I was confused. Like, what gets you in here? When you say chips, it'll be Ben Wallace.
I think it's both. But Ben Wallace has what? 2 titles?
2, maybe 2.
2?
I would say 2. Scottie Pippen? What do you think of Scottie Pippen?
Yeah, of course.
I'm trying to get you out. What's the argument with Scottie Pippen?
What do you mean? He was
what?
He was the second best player on the team that won 6 titles. He had he's
without Jordan, would it be the same player?
Same player as in what? Skill?
Just ability, skill, everything. Would he get as many points if he were without Jordan? Because we saw
Ben Wallace has 1 title, by the way.
Okay, well, Ben Wallace 1 title. That makes sense. I thought it was the second one, but I don't think he finished the season or something, or he got released or something.
No, well, they lost the finals to the Spurs.
There you go.
Yeah, you don't think Scottie Pippen is one of the 75?
No, I'm asking. I'm trying to get.
I know. I'm asking you back.
I don't think he's the same player without Jordan. I seen too much.
But if you play the what if game, I mean, then is Kobe?
No.
Kobe
I'm not,
be there if he's in Charlotte?
It's facts. He played without Jordan for 1 year in Chicago, and they weren't that successful. And
they won like 50 something games. They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Not as successful. And he had,
but they were successful. That was a good team.
They had other people around them that made him great. It's like talking. It's like him and the Blazers when he went to the Blazers.
Yeah, but that was old Scotty.
No. I'm talking about that kind of thing. It was once he got moved to the Blazers, it was supposed to be his team, but he really got surrounded by a lot of other great players, and they took the Lakers to Game 7.
Yeah, but if you're gonna play the what if game, you can play the what if game.
Well, we're a sports podcast, bro. We can play.
I know, game. But that's dangerous because you can do that with Kobe. You can do that with.
What's the argument with Kobe? I want to hear that one.
If he gets traded to Charlotte, you think he wins 5 titles?
Oh, let's talk about realistic. When is he going to get traded? We're talking about one.
He was drafted. He was drafted by Charlotte.
I get it. He was drafted by Charlotte, but he, like I was talking about with the reality, what realities happened with Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen did go to the Blazers.
I know, but you're saying
Scottie Pippen did.
I know, but that one season without Jordan, or the 2 seasons technically, it was he was really good. He was the best player on that team, and that team won a lot of games. Now, if the argument is Pippen a number 1, I don't think so. But I don't think you have to be a number 1 to be.
But he always thought he was number 1, and then that's kind of what argument I'm bringing to you.
But that's that's everyone. Russell Westbrook thinks he's a number 1 player, or thought when he played with Kevin Durant.
Dude, imagine that. That's what if right there. Imagine they stay together.
So, I think that's the. Yeah, if you're gonna do the what if with Pippen, that gets super. I mean,
John Stockton.
That goes everyone. Yes. John Stockton's one of the greatest point guards ever. One of the greatest defensive point guards in NBA history.
So in this list, what I'm getting off all this list, winning doesn't matter. It's more stats based.
Well, if you're saying winning in terms of rings, I don't think so. No.
Also, that's why that's in the.
No, that can't be, because if that's the case, then you need to put Robert Horry in this list. And you need to put Derek Fisher on this list. And then I think this list becomes super like ridiculous, because those guys were never some of the greatest players in
75
in the league. In the league? No way.
No. I'm not saying who they were. No. I just said the top 75. I'm going with you. I didn't think they're role players. They're role players the whole way.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's the difference between those things.
Allen Iverson?
Yeah, of course.
One of the greatest scorers in NBA history.
Yeah, the guy beat one of the greatest teams.
He almost beat the Lakers. History. He almost beat the Lakers once.
So yeah, I think this list is pretty solid.
Carmelo Anthony?
Yeah, one of the greatest forwards of all time. Great scorer. Had a great career. Yeah, definitely.
Did they rank these by 1 to like 75?
No.
It wasn't though, right? It was just the top 75 players.
No. That would be chaos.
I just remember reading a list somewhere else. That's what I was looking for. I think it was ESPN that ranked them. And
I mean, I'm sure somebody
had Jordan. They had Jordan, I think, number 2.
Oh, that's stupid.
Or
yeah, 1. Well, I'm sure somebody did.
Or Kobe was 2, and then Jordan was 1. Oh, and then LeBron was 3 or something like that.
That's crazy.
Oh, here we go. Ranking. It was ESPN. Number 1 is Jordan. Number 2 is LeBron.
Okay.
Number 3 is Kareem.
Okay.
Number 4 is Magic. Number 5 is Wilt. Number 6 is Bill Russell. Larry Bird. Tim Duncan.
Okay. Yeah.
You agree so far?
I would have Kobe higher, but
Kobe is number 10.
Yeah, so
Oscar Robertson is above him.
It just depends on preference, but yeah, I would have Kobe above.
Shaq number 11.
Mm-hmm.
I think Shaq's the second most dominant center all time.
Yeah, but Shaq left a lot on the table. So I think that's the.
Well, so I'm saying second. That's why he's not the first. That's the reason why I have him at second.
No, I know, but the reason why Shaq isn't higher on that list is because Shaq was happy to Shaq wanted to be happy.
Steph Curry, number 16.
Steph Curry
above Jerry. KG. I like KG. Yeah, I started hating him when he went to Boston, but I like KG in Minnesota. A little step back. Like, you guys haven't heard my take, but it's a quick little couple of seconds, a couple of minutes. I thought that the NFL, the Super Bowl was rigged. It just seemed too out of the ordinary for that team to win it.
Okay.
I don't know. It just didn't make. How many flags? There was like 8 flags in the.
I don't know.
It was a lot of flags.
Exact number.
It was just way too crazy. Too many flags out there, and just. And I was telling one of my cousins, I was like, dude, they're trying to rig this game. Like, they're taking all this away from them. But whatever. Rams are champions. Cool. Whatever.
Yeah.
Second half of the season of the NBA. You think the Lakers rebound or no? Or they keep plummeting?
No. I mean, like we said a few weeks, like 2 weeks ago, I think they make the playoffs.
The playing game, right? We said the playoff game.
Yeah, but I don't think they're gonna do much. No.
And they missed out on Gordon Dragic.
Yeah, he went to Brooklyn. That was Brooklyn. I thought he was gonna go to Dallas. That's a good get for Brooklyn. I like that.
It just seems like Brooklyn is like the Dodgers of the NBA. You just get everybody.
That's cyclical, you know. The team that has the best players usually gets the advantage in the.
But they're loaded, right? The owner of Brooklyn's like loaded.
Yeah, but a lot of this just has a lot to do with just who would you rather play with, and if Kevin Durant comes back healthy, I think that's still probably the scariest team out there. And depending what happens with the vaccine mandate, you might get Kyrie to play full time.
I think we're on board with Phoenix, though. Both of us.
What happened?
Both of us are on board with Phoenix.
Yeah. I like Phoenix. Although the Chris Paul injury that came out over the weekend is kind of scary. 6 weeks. So we'll see. Jimmy Garoppolo had the same injury, so I don't know. We'll see. Garoppolo. So it should be interesting to see how Chris Paul. I don't know if he's gonna play through it because he was in the All-Star game.
He played a few minutes in the All-Star. Well, he was supposed to play a few minutes in the All-Star game.
Yeah,
I think. So I don't know. Time I went to the restroom.
So I don't know. I don't know what Phoenix is gonna do there.
I still think Phoenix is the team to beat.
I think so too, but obviously it's all contingent on Chris Paul playing.
Milwaukee.
Chris Paul isn't playing. Yeah, it's a different story.
MLB's just been going to shit more and more and more and more.
Yeah, MLB.
They can't figure it out. They cannot figure it out. It sucks. Well, it doesn't suck. It sucks more for us fans. We're not gonna get. I said we were gonna start the season on time. I thought I had some faith in this commissioner.
Well, the deadline is the 28th, right? The deadline is the 28th. If they don't,
but you still got to warm up. You not warm up, but you still have to.
I know, but the deadline to start on time is the 28th. You just would cut spring training a lot thin, obviously. But
which I don't think a lot of players will be on board with that. I don't think we'll have a full season in April. I would see it maybe the second half of April. Meaning, like the players are still extending spring training into April.
You think so?
Well, I don't mean it like there's going to be spring training games going on. It's still going to be regular season, but they're not going to be pushed.
Oh, well, yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely.
They're not going to be pushed like before, you know.
Oh, of course. But I think if I think that's for baseball's sake. I think that's better than having no baseball at all.
I can't imagine it with no baseball.
Yeah, but they need to figure this out. But I don't know if either side is.
Well, they're locked together for a whole week. Hopefully, they can figure something out.
Even if it's out of frustration, they're sick and tired of seeing each other. They're like, "All right, fine, let's come up with a deal."
It's very complicated. As the more and more I read on it, I get more and more confused. Yeah. It's like really, really complicated. Like, the players want something and the owners want something.
Yeah. Hey, what'd you think of the Matt Harvey stuff that came out? That he was like doing cocaine and
when he was bleeding in the mound?
Yeah, and the Angel stuff, like the Angels guy who was like giving like selling.
Well, like I always said from our prior podcasts, there's a lot of things going on that fans do not know.
That's crazy. That was a crazy story.
It's some crazy stuff. Yeah. Like crazy
and
stuff.
All that stuff was rumored too. When Matt Harvey was with the Mets, there was a lot of rumors that the dude was like doing coke and all. Yeah. So when they came out, it was pretty much one of those like, yeah, Matt.
And he was the ringleader for everything.
Who would have thought, Matt Harvey?
So now I think he's banned from baseball.
Is he?
No, I'm just saying. What are they? I don't mean a ban like in an official list. I mean, no team is gonna want to.
Well, I mean, at this point, Matt Harvey is not the Matt Harvey.
Yeah, of old. Pick him up as a reliever or something.
So yeah.
I think he's gonna get that treatment. Like nobody wants him. Nobody wants that extra baggage. Like I've been saying.
Man, that was crazy.
That's some crazy stuff. It was all for Tyler Skaggs.
Mm-hmm. Skaggs. Yeah.
It was all for him. Then it just opened up a bunch of like other can of worms. It's like, oh god.
Yeah.
The more and more we learn about this stuff, and it's still going on. So like, don't get. There's other ball clubs that have other things going on. Because it's hard to play this game. It's really, really hard to play this game. Imagine staying focused for 162 games. The things you would have to do.
Yeah.
We hear a bunch of crazy things about strippers, hookers, things that people do, alcohol abuse, drug abuse.
Yeah.
It's a hard game. Imagine just having the pressure just to perform every
single man. It's crazy.
It's very hard. I'm not gonna say this, but you think Mike Trout's into this stuff too? Or you think he's more of a family man?
So. I don't think so.
Like no drugs in the system. Like, do you think absolutely no drugs? I think there's something in the system. It's hard to just keep your focus for that long.
So you're saying that you think
opioids is like the number one.
Well, you think what, like 90% of baseball players are on this stuff? Is that what you're saying?
The more successful ones, probably. It's a hard allegation, but it could be true. I'm saying it's really hard to stay focused, and that's what it helps you.
Yeah.
And then all this anger management, all kinds of crazy stuff that is going on. You know, I know Scherzer for sure is on either a bunch of alcohol or something.
For sure. Come on, you can't say that.
No.
Right. I get what you're saying. Yeah, I mean that story was wild. That story was like, whoa, okay. I mean,
when I saw this story, they were. I think there's a video playing in the background of him bleeding in the mound multiple times. I was like, oh.
That's nuts, dude. That's crazy. Yeah. So that's pretty much it, right?
But there's more crazy things going on in Dominican and all these other places.
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah, all that stuff going on. But that's pretty much it with the baseball stuff. I mean, there's
nothing
much on that end because the commissioner gets on and pretty much says nothing. And
can we rank we'll see the most hated commissioners?
We can do that next pod. I'm gonna have to do like research for that. You know,
no. I'm saying for the current ones, like who do you?
I think Roger Goodell's the worst.
I think he's the best.
I think he's the worst. I think he's the worst.
We'll do some research and we'll rank them.
Yeah.
So all the major American sports.
But Manfred is climbing that list, man. He's climbing that list.
It's Manfred. I was gonna say David Sterling. Rest in peace.
You mean David Stern?
David Stern, sorry.
Sterling is the ex-owner of the Clippers.
Yeah, there you go. So we will do the NFL, we'll do the NBA, we'll do MLB. I don't know who the hockey guy is. What's the other major sports?
That's it.
MLS doesn't have one?
I think
they do.
I'm pretty sure.
We'll rank them.
Winston McKinnon got hurt for Juventus. He's out 6 to 8 weeks. That's a huge loss for them.
I just saw it on TV too.
I didn't get to add that in the.
I saw it. I saw it in the corner of my eye. I thought it was Ronaldo for a second.
Yeah,
because they showed a picture, but it was somebody else.
Yeah, he's out 6 to 8 weeks. So that's a big blow for them and for the U.S. national team. So we'll see how that affects them.
They play Mexico next month, right?
Yeah, so we'll see how that affects because he won't be there. He's one of the.
It's so sad to see Mexico right now, man.
He's one of their best players. We're gonna turn around. Here we go. We're gonna turn around.
It's depressing to watch.
Rematch. It's gonna be fine.
I think that's the only game that I would want to watch. How the other game they play El Salvador and they play Honduras. Mm-hmm. They should be easy W's, but with this team, there's nothing easy about it.
Nothing easy. So, yeah,
I thought that would have been got by now, but
well, I think I mean, the World Cup is this year. It's kind of it would be really hard to get somebody who would want to take the job. I think that's the issue. It's not so much.
Are you excited for the World Cup this year?
I am.
I kind of am.
I am very excited for the World Cup.
I hate that it's in Qatar. December. Yeah.
I hate that it's in November. I hate that.
December, isn't it?
November. I hate that because obviously that's against the spirit of the World Cup, and it's just the greed of FIFA obviously to bag the most money. But I'm excited for it. Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm really excited. So, do you think in our history, in our lifetime, we'll ever see Mexico or the U.S. win the World Cup? I think the U.S. has a better chance.
I could care less if the U.S. wins, but Mexico, I hope so. And if the U.S. wins it, hopefully it's after Mexico wins it, not before. and they win it before, hopefully I'm dead.
Right. Hopefully. But there's not much news out of the Super Bowl.
Right. And so we'll see how all of this plays out with the MLB.
You ready for the Tyson Fury fight this month?
Yeah, that one should be good. I'm excited he's gonna fight. I think it's in April, right?
Yeah. That's all I'm allowed to say. I have on my contract. I'm not allowed to speak.
Yeah, you're not allowed to talk about boxing.
I'm not MMA. I'm not allowed to mention anything about the guy with the CA.
Yeah, the champion, the number one guy, Canelo.
I'm not allowed to speak about him at all. That's according to my contract that I have signed.
We can revise it if your takes become more reasonable. Not that you have to root for Canelo. That's not what I want. But they just have to be reasonable. They have to be tempered.
I plead a fifth on that.
All right. We'll keep monitoring your Twitter Twitter account to see if you're able to.
And when does he fight again?
May. He still hasn't announced his opponent, but he's fighting May.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. See.
That's pretty much it. So NBA, Champions League, Man U versus Atletico tomorrow. So make sure
we're just pumping out content.
Watch that.
Content after content after content after
we'll have another pod on Thursday and Sunday as well. So keep an eye out for that. If you're watching this on YouTube, please rate, review, subscribe at the bottom. Sorry for that. And wherever you're listening to this, you can listen to us anywhere you get your pods. Spotify, Apple, anywhere. Please rate, review, subscribe. And for Harry,
we're moving on up.
Yeah, up and up. For Harry, this is German. Until next time, let's go Man U.